You think your work ethic is your greatest strength, but to be honest, a lot of the grinding that you do isn't really about your ambition. It's about avoiding the fear that if you've ever slowed down, you would really be forced to now have to face the truth that you've been running from. And that truth is you might actually be building a life that you actually don't want. Welcome back to Be Unafraid podcast. Today, I'm not here to tell you to stop grinding. I'd never say that. What I am saying is that some of you are avoiding confronting that you're working this hard to climb a ladder that you actually don't want to. And if you don't face that, you're going to spend years crushing goals that you really don't even care that much about. And you're going to continue to envy people that are having the courage to actually chase the dreams and goals that you want. You are an ambitious person. You're not lazy. You're not dumb. You're not stupid. You're a smart person. The honest thing is that you don't actually know what you want in your life, and you're hiding behind this mirror and this facade of constant busyness and just constant grinding. And you feel like you have to go, 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 because if you ever took the time to stop and look back and actually wonder, where am I going with your life? It's actually going to be a scary answer, because that answer is going to be, I don't know. And the brutal truth about this is if you don't face this right now, you're actually going to spend the next 10 years of your life, 20 years of your life, chasing a thing that doesn't even matter to you. And then you're going to get to that 10, 20 years in the future and look back and still start to wonder, what did I do with my life? What in the world did I even accomplish with all of this? You will call it things like discipline. You will call it things like grinding. You will call it things like getting after it. But if you don't know what you're disciplined in, and if you don't know what you're grinding and going after, then it's really going to be aimless, and you're going to get a lot of things done. But inside of here is where I'm talking about, where you're not going to feel that satisfaction and fulfillment, that you're actually living a life that means something to you. A lot of us in life, we go through life and we don't even take the time to ask ourselves, what do you want? There is a great series of questions that I have learned from Bill Bessick, who is a sports psychologist, and he talks about this with some of the athletes and high performers that come to him for help in sports psychology. And the very first set of questions that he asks them when he sits with them is, number one, what do you want? Number two, how badly do you want it? Number three is, how much are you willing to suffer? That question, what do you want? I never asked myself for decades and decades. Chances are you've never asked yourself that question. What do I want in life? Who do I want to be? What do I want to have done in life? What legacy do I want to have left in life? What are the things in life that bring me joy and passion, and things that I want to invest in and actually grow? A lot of you do not ask those questions, and you just constantly wake up every single day. You do the same things, you put in a lot of hours, but yet you still don't know what you want. That question is critical, and that question is something you need to start asking yourself, because it's going to lead you on a journey. It's going to lead you on a journey in all sorts of different directions, because most of the time what we want is not very clear. So we now have to think about things that are possibilities for you out there. What is possible for you out there? What actually can you do out there? Who can you go and actually help and grow and become better out there, right? There's a lot of different things that you will get into once you start to actually answer that question. And it will move you from that feeling of being stuck to now a feeling of moving towards something. And then once you've asked that question, what do you want? The next question is, how badly do you want it? Do you want it bad enough that you're willing to change your life? Do you want it bad enough that you're willing to invest in yourself? You're willing to do the growth and self-improvement in order for you to actually become the person that can accomplish that thing? Do you want it bad enough to change your habits, to give up old habits, and to actually start new habits that will get you closer to that thing? In order for something new to come, something old must go. And for us to let go of the old things, it's going to take a lot of work. If you want something new, you must let go of the past, and you must now become something new. So that question, how badly do you want it? You have to be able to answer that. If you want it bad enough, you're actually going to go after it. If you don't want it bad enough, then you have a lot of work to do until you can answer that question. The third question, how much are you willing to suffer? This is the grind. This is the grind. This is now, once you've determined what do you want, how badly do you want it, you're super excited, you're super motivated, you're super pumped. Now you have to wake up in the morning and you actually now have to take steps to do that thing. This is not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing because doing the work to get something is not easy. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be hard. And the moment that you now come to acknowledge that it is going to be a hard thing, it'll become a lot easier for you now to embrace the process and to actually go through and answer that question. How much am I willing to suffer? I'm willing to wake up every single day and I'm willing to do XYZ in order for me to accomplish this thing. I'm willing to give up these habits and build these new habits and then have a much more higher chance of accomplishing said thing. How much are you willing to suffer is going to be a very critical question. And those are the three questions that I live my life with. And those are the three questions that I ask myself whenever I get into anything that I'm doing. Sports transcends into life. And the principles that we learn from sports can help you in your life and can help you grow in a daily basis. So ask yourself those three questions. What do you want? How badly do you want it? How much are you willing to suffer? And then you can start from there. If you are getting some value out of this video, subscribe to the podcast. Every week I share with you tips that are going to help you get unstuck and start to move towards the life that you want. So make sure you subscribe. Let's get back into the episode. You are not afraid of failure. You are afraid of wanting something real. I used to think that I was afraid to fail in a lot of things. There are things that I'm afraid to fail in, but the moment I realize that it's not really the failure that keeps me from actually getting something that I want or making progress, it's the knowing that I'm going after something real, something that matters to me, something that's precious to me, and something that I have a lot of investment in. I'm afraid to lose that thing. And you very well might be feeling the exact same thing. You will work 60, 70 hours a week for something you don't really care all that much about. But the one thing that you do care about, that you always think about, that you dream about, that you envision yourself doing, that you watch other people doing, you're not going to invest any time in it. How crazy is that? You would rather hold on to the vision and the imagination of you doing that thing than you actually putting in the work and making it a reality, because you know that in reality, there is a world where you go after that thing and you don't make it. That is the brutal reality of things. We don't always get what we want. And it's scary to have a dream. It's scary to have a goal. And it's scary to think of ourselves going after the thing and then not actually getting it. There's a feeling of shame, there's a feeling of embarrassment, and there's a feeling of loss when we think about that. And that feeling keeps us from actually going in and doing the work to get that thing. So we would rather stay busy in something else that we know we can do rather than go after the thing that we want. That has to change. That has to change, and your loyalty has to change. You are being loyal to the wrong version of yourself. This version that you're not happy about is who you're being loyal to every single day when you choose to wake up and go do that thing. The version that you dream about, the version that gives you that joy and happiness, the version that you want to be, that is who you need to be loyal to. You need to see that version of yourself and say, I am going to choose to be loyal to that person, and I'm going to do every single thing that I can to build myself up now in order to become that person. If you do not do that, you'll spend the rest of your life defending this version of yourself that is not going to bring you that sense of meaning in your life. And then you'll get to the end of your life and you'll look back and you'll have regret. The biggest thing that you should be afraid of is getting to the end of your life and regretting that you didn't walk the path that you should have walked. There's a point where it's too late. That is just the reality of it. There's a point in your life where it's too late to do that thing. I am a proponent of it's never too late to do anything, but there's a lot of things in life that it can be too late, whether it's physically, mentally, whatever it is. There's a threshold where you reach where you can't do that thing anymore. So if you still have time and you still have the runway to do it, you need to strike now while the iron is hot. Those of you that feel stuck in the life that you're in the job that you're in the career that you're in, you haven't outgrown your job. You're probably thinking that in your head, that you've outgrown it. You've outgrown the person that you pretend to be. It's not the job. It's never the job. It's never the career. Take someone else, put them in your job or your career, And if they're passionate about it, if they find meaning in that work, they're going to have a very, very exciting and fruitful life. And they're going to wake up every single day and enjoy going to do that job that you hate to do, that job that you do not like to do. How crazy is that, right? This explains the emptiness that you feel. This explains the envy that you feel about other people who are excited about the things that they're doing. This explains the misalignment that you feel, that you're doing something, but yet you don't feel connected to it. And it explains that stuckness. Stuckness in your life is just inertia, is just the ability to not be able to move. You're not moving in anything. You feel stuck. And it also explains the shame that you feel. And this is not the shame that people are shaming you. This is the shame that internally you're shaming yourself because you're sitting there wondering, why can't I just do the thing that that person next to me can do? I must not be good enough. So you feel ashamed of yourself. And it also explains the compulsive grinding. If I'm sitting here feeling empty, envy, shame, misalignedness, stuckness, what I need to do is fill up my time with things to do. That's what you tell yourself. You tell yourself, I need to grind. I need to be busy. I need to work 60, 70 hours a week. I need to do 5, 10, 15, 20 different things. And you hide and you hide and you hide. And eventually you won't be able to do that anymore. Understanding this, it's going to free you from thinking that, oh, it's the job, it's the career. And now you start to look internally. You start to say, it's me. It's me. It's 100% me. And when you get to that point where you say, yes, it's me, I feel this way, I am this way, my life is this way because of me, it's 100% my fault. That is the only time you can start to change, because once you take responsibility, then you can do something about it. But if you're constantly blaming something else, then nothing's ever going to change. You have the ability to write your own story. You always have the ability to write your own story. And you can choose to pick up the pen and start writing. And each and every day, you're writing a chapter of your life. So make sure that you do that. You keep telling yourself over and over that you're going to do it once you start to feel ready. But that time never comes, and you constantly continue to lose confidence. This next episode right here will show you how to stop waiting and to actually finally start taking those small actions that are going to lead to something big in your life. So check out the episode. And as always, thanks for watching. Take care and have a wonderful day.